Today, we're going to be going over my June 2022 income report. I'm going to be showing you exactly how much money I've made from real estate investment, from my simple programmer business, from the Bulldog mindset business, from coaching, consulting. I know there's a lot of guys out there that are going to give you advice and teach you how to become rich and how to build businesses and all this stuff, and they haven't done it, or how to invest in real estate. They haven't done it, or they've done it, but you haven't seen their numbers. You haven't seen how they're making money. I wanted to be as transparent as possible and show you guys this so you can see what is possible. It's something that I never thought was possible. I wouldn't believe it, but now I have been able to do those things, and you can do the same thing. Let me show you exactly how it works. So we're gonna take a look here. We're gonna start off with my real estate company, first of all, and we're just gonna look and see what the income has been for last month here. And I won't go into too much of the details here since I do this every single month, but let's just take a quick look here at some of the properties that I have and what my income was on those properties. So the first one is Real Estate One. I own these all in different LLCs. This is a big commercial property, 2 storefronts in Kansas City, Missouri. Actually, in Liberty, Missouri is the sub town of it. And this is just standard income, just comes in every month. I don't have to do anything for this. That's the nice thing about some of these commercial properties when they're leased up. And there's some fees that is passed on to the tenant actually because they pay their own taxes. It's a triple net lease. And I basically end up with a nice cash flow of almost $8,000 a month. That'll actually be going up as I'll be raising the rent according to the lease next month on that property. Then I've got Real Estate 3. Nothing really weird happening here. I think I'm missing a rent here. One of the units became vacant. Not a huge deal. That'll get filled up. But this is a 4-plex in Meridian, Idaho. Income looks pretty good there. So that's not bad at all. A little bit of expenses, but nothing major here. And then Real Estate 7. This one, I'm actually missing some rent because one of the months of rent was prepaid in advance. But this is a duplex, not in the best area in Kansas City. And I've got some, too bad that spreadsheet doesn't show here, but association fees, that's the big killer on this one. With all the expenses here, a little bit of profit, not a huge amount there. And then this is the killer. This is where I got killed. This Real Estate 8, this is 2 4-plexes in Kansas City. What's happened here is, we had good rent income that came in as all the units got rented out, but I had a big turnover. I had 3 units that had turnover, and there's huge expenses involved with that. So I ended up getting hit here for some fees of almost $9,000 in repair and maintenance. And that's gonna happen a lot of times when you have a property that is being turned over. One of the things that you'll find is that that's where you have to replace carpet and repair and all this stuff. So it's good to have a tenant for the long term, having 3 of those at one time. I also think that in this case, this is a property management company that I might need to fire down the road because they're not necessarily doing the best job in saving me money. I've seen a lot more expenses on this property than the other properties. So that is something that I'm watching and considering here. But that ended up actually taking me into the negative. Even with that rent, with that kind of expense, I was negative $6,000 on that property. And that's going to happen from time to time. You're going to take some hits on some properties, right? And when you average it out for the year, I still do well. But this property has been a problem recently. And like I said, I think it is mostly due to property management. Then I've got Real Estate 9. This is a triplex that is in Caldwell, Idaho. This one's just great. The rents come in. It's an older property. It's funny. One thing to think about too is that a lot of times some of the newer properties, those don't necessarily do the best. This triplex I was telling you about in Caldwell, Idaho, it's not a great property. It doesn't even have a real foundation. It's a duplex and a single family on the same lot. And it just continues to get good rent, hardly any repairs. Now, some of that is because of property management company as well. Sometimes some of these properties that don't look so good, they do well. And then this is my main LLC account where I have the holding company and some basic expenses for accounting and taxes. I had to make a tax payment for the property itself or for the LLC. And then Wildwood offices, these are 2 office spaces I own. In Meridian, Idaho, I just have them on a lease. And again, commercial property, it works out well when it is leased up. So the total, if we look at for this month of June, if you can see here, is we had about $20,000 of expenses. The income total was $28,000 of total rents. We had $20,000 of expenses. So leftover is $7,700. Now, normally I usually see around $15,000 a month. So this is a big hit, but you can see that majority of this is coming here, this negative $6,000. If I had this as a positive, that would bring that number up quite a bit. Some months are going to be bad. That's just how it goes. Next, we're going to look at the next company here, which is Simple Programmer. We're just going to break down the numbers numbers here. So I've got sales, basically advertising revenue, $700. Trying to remember where these came from. Google AdSense from the channel, and then Ezoic. That's some of the ads I'm running on the website itself. Not a huge amount there, but hey, it's some money that comes in automatically here. Affiliate revenue, one referral from Bluehost, a little bit from Thrive Themes, some from Interview Cake, and some from 2000 Books. I used to get a whole bunch of money from Bluehost, but I'm not recommending my blogging course there anymore as much, so not that much there. Product revenue. Eventually, these are going to be broken down as I've got some new software that will show me exactly how things are broken down for next month. But for now, it's about $1,500 of product revenue. That's digital products I sold. And then book revenue was on the lower side, $3,700, but total product revenue combining is $5,200. Royalty and licensing income. This comes from a company that basically pays me royalties on the book. Actually, this one's a foreign publisher on one of my books. That's always nice when you get that coming in. And then one Patreon supporter that continues to support. So the total income for the company is $8,081. And there's some expenses here, some contractor expenses, miscellaneous ones, my blog editor, some hosting fees, some software that I use for the business, and a little bit of advertising here. And then of course, there's some insurance, accounting fees and whatnot. That leaves me with expenses of $2,700 or a total profit of $5,300. Not too bad for not really doing anything at all. This company, I basically do nothing at all. So that's another $5,300 in my pocket. And now the one that you guys are all waiting for, which is Bulldog Mindset. So we're going to take a look at Sonmez Ventures, which is a holding company for Bulldog Mindset. The way that this is constructed, by the way, is that I have the Sonmez Ventures, this LLC, it's filed as an S Corp, and then I have Bulldog Mindset, which is really just a DBA for it. So I use the classes again in QuickBooks so that I can separate that, because I want to look at really what is Bulldog Mindset expenses, not some of the other stuff. Obviously, I take tax deductions for meals and stuff like that, but I don't want to show that in Bulldog Mindset because that's not really part of Bulldog Mindset's expenses. So that's what we're going to be looking at, is what was actually the expenses of that. Some of these other ones are business kind of personal expenses where it's a perk of owning the business. You could say tax deductible type of things that it wouldn't make sense to count towards Bulldog Mindset. And so you can see some income coming in from advertising and sponsorship. We've got a total of $1,698 from Facebook. Instagram was paying me on Reels, so that's a little bit of income there, and YouTube. And then we've got affiliate income, next big category here. Total affiliate income was only $982, but that was split between some miscellaneous stuff, Active Campaign, Avid.fm, that's a course that I licensed out, Bluehost, PropStream, Tiege Hanley, and Traveling Mailbox. So we're seeing a decent amount there. And then coaching. So $31,883 in coaching. Pretty good month for coaching. I do one-on-one coaching. If you want to do one-on-one coaching with me, you can go to bulldogmindset.com and you can check out the coaching slot there and you can fill out the application there. I'm pretty full on coaching, guys, so there may be a wait list. Like I said, I've just been maxed out on coaching. I don't want to bring on too many coaching clients. There are some other options. If you don't want to do the coaching, the other option besides doing one-on-one coaching with me is if you click the link down below, you can book a 15-minute call and someone from my team will jump on a call with you and they will basically talk to you about the program that I'm about to show you in here, which is the Well That Never Runs Dry. It's an awesome program that involves group coaching on a weekly basis if you want to get involved in that and learn all this stuff. I teach you how to build a business. I teach you how to invest in real estate. I teach you how to become financially free. That's basically the whole purpose of that program. Is called the Well That Never Runs Dry. But click the link down below to book a call, or if you're super interested, you want to get started right away, you're sure that's what you want to do, you can email me directly and I will get you set up with the program. Then we've got product income here. And with the product income, I break this down into my book sales. The two little books I have, How to Stop Being Lazy and Self-Confidence for Men, not too bad, almost $400 a month on just those book sales. And the Bulldog Mindset membership, you can see that different people that got in at different rates here. I think this is the first time that I've got it broken down at this level, but at the $19 a month plan, the $29, $39 a month, new trials that came in, that's $7 they pay for the first month. And then people who bought platinum membership and then yearly subscribers. So the total Bulldog Mindset membership revenue is $14,421, which is recurring revenue here. And then this program I was telling you about, the Well That Never Runs Dry, sold about $27,000 of it for this month. So the total product income comes to $41,000. The total income for Bulldog Mindset comes to $76,476. Now, some expenses here. I've got some advertising on Amazon where I'm advertising one of the books there. not spending too much on that there. Business services, you can see what I'm using: Bonjoro, DigitalOcean, Google Workspace, Kajabi, Libsyn, RunCloud, StreamYard. I think this was the annual subscription for StreamYard. Some PayPal fees on the transactions, some Stripe fees on the transactions. And then we've got subcontractors here. I've got a copywriter. I actually paid for a copywriter. I'm doing a partnership with Connor Murphy, if you're familiar. He's a friend of mine from YouTube, but I went ahead and fronted. He's launching a product which I'm basically coaching him on how to do. And I fronted the money for a copywriter on this fairly expensive $6,000 for a copywriter. And then I've got my own copywriter for Bulldog Mindset. And hopefully the way that'll work, I've got a split with him on the income, is that I should bring in some pretty good income from that. It's a joint venture that I'm doing with him. And then we've got a graphic designer, video editors, writer here. And so total subcontractor fee was $12,000. Total expenses $14,000. So we still end up with a net operating income of $61,858. So not too bad. So if we add it all up, how did I do for the month? I did $7,717 on real estate. Good. I did $5,301 on Simple Programmer, and I did $61,858 on Bulldog Mindset. So a total of $74,877 for the month of June. Now, with that said, obviously I have other expenses that I have to pay for that are related to just working and stuff like that. Those are not accounted for the business. For example, I pay a caretaker for my mom. She has Parkinson's, and I have other kind of things that I have to pay for, a mortgage on a house. So it's not like I'm just sitting on that amount of money, and I'm paying taxes. So the taxes on that basically cut that number in half. Even though that seems like a lot of money, and it is a lot of money, don't get me wrong. You have to understand also, guys, that you've got to make a lot of money to really live a high lifestyle. And a lot of you guys see that big number and you're like, oh, wow, if I could do that, I would be rich. It needs to even be more than that, to be honest with you. I'm living comfortably, but I think that a lot of people have a misconception about the numbers, or someone might say, oh, John's making all this money. It's crazy. Why is he even doing YouTube videos and doing this stuff? First of all, I enjoy doing this kind of stuff. But second of all, it is not as much as you think when you look at taxes, when you look at some of the expenses that can eat away at that. It can go fairly quickly, especially when you make some investments and things like that as well. So anyway, just wanted to put that out there as a disclaimer for you guys, but you can totally achieve these kind of results. If you're interested, like I said, click the link to book a call and we'll jump on a free 15-minute call, and you can find out more about how to build a business, how to invest in real estate, how to become financially free. And most people never ever see this kind of income, and it's sad because it's not that difficult to set up. It takes some time, it takes some work, I'm not going to lie to you, but it's not that difficult. It's simple, but it's hard, and that's the thing to understand. If you want to watch another video on how to build up your income streams, I create this video on how I built 8 streams of income before 30. Check out that video next.